Hello everyone, how are you? So today we will not continue with the use of language in itself, but we will see another important concept, which is modules. So what is a module? Module is a file in Python. So if we have a file, for example, that name it is text.py. So this py here dot py, it is an extent to a file which is or which have a connection with Python. So if we have a file like this in our computer, so this is a module. So if we have this module, what can it have inside it? So a file or a module in Python is a file which contain some operations and definitions that we can use in other treatments or other works. So if we have, for example, this module like that, and we want to use it or to import it from our computer to our project and use it, we have just to use a very simple keywords. The first is import, just as simple as that. So import, what we will import, we will import this module with or in using its name. So import text. So if we do this, we have just imported the module and we can use it. So if we have import text, and of course text is a module in our computer, we can use it with all its methods that it has. For example, if this text, as it is a module, has, for example, method that's called, for example, m, we just have to write text dot m with the parentheses, and we will use this method that exists in this module. Of course, if this method has an argument, we have to input them in this parentheses of this argument, and this is how it works. So this is the first method in importing it. Here we can change the name of the module. For example, if we want to make it just to convert its name from txt to t, we have to add this other word, which is as, and give it the new name. So import text as t, and here we have to change the name. Good. So this is what we do in importing the module directly. But if we want just to import some methods from this module, we have another or a second method. So this is the first one. The second one is from, this is another keyword, from text import what? Import m, which is a method in text. So if we do this, we have not to use this t dot, so we have to use directly the method. So remember well, if we use the first method, so I will neutralize this second. So if we use this first method, we have to use t points and continue. If not, as you see, m here is in yellow, which means that it is not good syntax. So we have to use this method t dot and the method. But if we use the second method, which means that the first it is not used, so we have to not use t dots, and we use only the method directly. So there is two methods to use and just one to use, either the first or the second. Good. So this is what is a module. But in Python we have a lot very big quantity of models that many people have been developed. So we can also use them with the same method. So for example, here we have some module. For example, here we have built-in, here we have math, matplotlib, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. So for math, for example, here we have many methods. For example, here math acos, which return the arc cosine measured in radian. Here we have acos, which returns the hyperbolic arc. Here a sine and a tan and. For example, here ceil, which return the cosine of x as a float. Here the cosine, of course. Here degrees, which do convert angle from radian to degrees. Here exponential, which return e raised to the power of x, and here factorial, as we have seen them in the last session. Here floors, log, here the logarithm of a number, here the logarithm of the base 10, here the power, radian, sine, and square, if we want to use square, tangent, trunk, and other many methods. So for example, we will use this module. So we will use the first method, import math. So here we have import our module. What can we do? For example, we'll use the power. So math dot pow, for example, of 3 to the power of 6, for example, and we have just to print this result. So we'll see it. So there is the result. Good. For example, we can also, for example, use or for example, the number pi. We'll use it. So no. So here I don't know if we can use it like that. Yes, so it is not a method, it is an attribute. So there is the value of pi. For example, we can also use the exponential, for example, to the power of 8, and we'll see how it is, and so how much it is equal. So there is its value. So this is how we can use it, but we can reduce this writing. So in order to not write math, we can just write m. So here, as you see, math is no longer defined. So it has to be changed to the new nomination, which is m. So m, it is the new name of this module. For example, we will use logarithm. So this is its value. Good. Now we will change the method. We will use the other method. For example, from math import, for example, sine and, for example, pi, for example. So this writing is no longer obvious, it is an error. So to use this sine and pi, we have to use them without this name of math. So here we can just write sine, for example, of pi, for example, pi over 2. So it is equal to 1. If we use another, so pi over 3, this is its value. So this is how it works. So this is what we have to see today. So we have seen what is a module, how to use it, how to import it, and how to use the methods that it contains. We have seen a method in a module that is which exists already in Python, which is math, and we have seen how to use the methods that exists in this module. So this is what we have for today. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to click the subscribe button and the like button, and share the video with your friends. If you have any question, you can let them in the comments, and I will answer them as soon as possible. So thank you again, and see you in the next